The international community has less than 1,000 days to achieve the United Nations anti-poverty Millennium Development Goals. And the health of the global economy has a direct impact on this process and global development at large. We're here in Monaco on the opening day of the 11th International CIFA Forum to learn if and how the global financial system can be reformed to help ensure sustained development for nations and the individual.
The opening of the forum is a very moving moment for me. It's a time of great joy because it is the tangible fruit of work done throughout the year.
The 11th International CIFA Forum opened its high-level event in the welcoming and prosperous city-state of Monaco on Wednesday, honing in on how science, technology, innovation, and the potential of culture can help boost efforts to achieve the Millennium Development Goals while promoting sustainable development.
En signalant que cela fait déjà 10 ans.
This is the 11th forum that CIFA has both intuitively and impressively warned the players in the economy and financial markets about the criminogenic behaviors of some, with dangerous repercussions for all citizens.
Hundreds of finance experts, officials from Monaco, UN representatives, and members from the private sector gathered at the three-day forum to unravel the theme, can the financial system be reformed?
The existing structures of global economic governance are not functioning adequately and could not prevent another major crisis. A more participatory system of global economic governance requires further broadening and strengthening of the involvement of developing countries in international economic decision-making and norm-setting.
Instead of serving as an equalizing force, financial markets became a force enhancing inequality, and as a result, a source of instability.
We all know that the market does not self-regulate itself perfectly. And on another hand, we know that too much constraints, rules, regulations, norms, etc. are harmful to business.
The whole of the world is doing badly, and if we continue in this scheme, we will all end nowhere. That is why I wanted to congratulate you, because you have dared. You dared to suggest alternative solutions.
Enjoying consultative status at the United Nations, the Convention of Independent Financial Advisors is a nonprofit Swiss foundation established to protect the rights of the investor and to protect and defend the interests of the independent financial advisor at both national and international levels. Its membership consists of 70 national associations, which represent about 1 million financial intermediaries with affiliations around the world.
We have a special consultative status. We want to work on getting our regular, general consultative status, which is a status that only about 130 non-governmental organizations have in the world that are accredited with the United Nations.
No one can escape the existence of human rights, and it's very interesting to know that in your own charter at the CIFA, Article 10 spells out that its vocation is to accomplish investments within the scope and the parameters of human rights.
Having a sound economy with a GDP of 4 billion euros and no deficit, Monaco's finance minister noted enormous progress in the last 2 years, making the host nation of Monaco an example of what healthy public finance and good citizen-centric government measures can do.
The financial sector here in Monaco is very healthy, very dynamic. It's very well supervised. It's a financial sector that had evolved very considerably over the last 12 or 15 years. For several decades now in Monaco, we have had legislation which regulates financial activities.
Opening day wrapped it all up by putting the economic and financial crises, business, and spirituality together in search for meaning and what's behind it all.
The problem was not a financial one. It was a moral crisis and an intellectual one. People don't have access to real information, and therefore the reality is misrepresented. It's a moral crisis which led to a financial one. It did because people want to make too much profit too fast, earn quickly, which sparked a financial crisis.
In the world, I believe there is a consciousness arising right now on integrity as a solution of the millennium goal to be a sustainable development, and that is very important.
We have to go back to real economy again. This is the first thing. The second thing is that we have to encourage young people to get into active life and to create, and not to get into the regular, let's say, networks of very big companies. The third thing is that we have to separate the banks from global banks into banks which make eventually investment or speculative placements, to the public banks, which have to be completely separated. And the politicians also have to play a very important role in that, in order to bring morality and in order to set up again in the center of the economy the real productive tool, which is to give to the people incentives.
We'll be back tomorrow on day 2 with special coverage of the 11th International CIFA Forum to hone in on issues and developments affecting the global economy and the world of finance. For South News, I'm Afaf Konja reporting from Monaco.